So today's movie is The Pope's Exorcist. Now, this movie is actually inspired by true events of this particular priest of the Vatican, Gabriel Amorth. So it begins in June 4th, 1987, where Gabriel Amorth or Father Gabriel is invited to Italy to perform an exorcism, where a young man is possessed by a demon and he's able to successfully trick this demon into getting into a pig, and then they are able to pig dead successfully defeats the demon. Now on the 1st of July, this mother, a teenage daughter, and a younger son are moving to Spain. They move into a castle. The mother is named Julie, the teenage daughter is named Amy, and then we have Henry. Now we discovered that the Vatican is actually not happy with Gabriel Amorth's methods. In fact, they do not believe that demons exist. The family are making renovations to the castle because it was left in a bad condition. The mother Julie meets up with the fellow renovating the place, that is Carlos, who introduces her to Father Thomas. Now, Amy is acting bratty because she didn't like the fact that they had moved from America all the way to Spain. And then we see that Henry, the youngest, is going around the castle and notices a hole in the wall. And he looks through, and then we see the first crack in that particular part of the wall. This morning, the workers actually come in to do their work, found the same hole that Henry had found, and then in trying to see what was on the other side of they lighted a cloth, and then the whole place got burnt or there was a blast. So ambulance had to come there, and then the two workers who were badly burnt were rushed to the hospital, and Carlos said he will not work there again. The house looks like it has been creating a lot of problems for them. So right after that, Julie hears screaming. She rushes to go and check, and she finds Henry convulsing. When they were able to wake him up, he comes through. The first word he says is, "You are all going to die." So Julie freaks out and takes her son to the hospital. Unfortunately, the doctors are not able to find anything wrong with Henry, so they discharge him home. Now, back at home, we realize that Henry has completely changed. His voice becomes deeper, and then he requests for the priest. He hurts himself in even doing that. So Julie calls Father Thomas. Unfortunately, Thomas is thrown out of the house, and the words, "You are not the priest I'm looking for, bring the priest." The Pope then sends Father Gabriel to go to Spain to check what is happening, and that particular place has given the church problems before. Also goes to Spain and meets the family. And initially, you realize that Julie was actually, in fact, she didn't believe this demon something, but Father Gabriel was able to calm her down, and then he goes in to have a conversation with the boy Henry to even find out whether it's a possession in the first place. And right from the bat, he realizes that Henry is actually possessed by a very powerful demon, because from the first conversation, Father Gabriel himself was shaking. Father Gabriel meets up with Julie, and that is when it is revealed that Henry had been in the accident that had unalived his father. And then he saw his father get impaled. So that alone has been a great trauma on the boy. And that since 1 year ago when the dad died, he has never spoken before. Gabriel tells them that that is what, or that grief is what the demon is using to possess the boy. Gabriel tells Father Thomas that if they don't quickly get that demon out of the boy, it will drain the boy's life out and he will die. So Thomas, to help him, the first thing is that he has to confess all his sins, because the devil will use your sins against you. And then it was like it was wasting time. Father Thomas had not confessed in a long time. So they cut it short, and then they went into the room to face the demon again. The moment they get in, the demon starts speaking very foul, dirty words to them. And then quickly enough, the demon is able to get Father Morph's weakness. That is this particular woman. And then while Father Thomas is trying to calm Father Gabriel up, then he too, his inner demons was also revealed, and that was in the form of a lady called Angela. So at that point in time, the demon had defeated them, so they quickly left. Father Thomas reveals to Father Gabriel that Angela was actually his one true love. That is the woman that the demon was using to trick him. and that he was so in love with her. Angela was pushing him to leave the priesthood for her. But unfortunately, he loved God more, so he refused to leave the priesthood for her. Now, Father Gabriel told Father Thomas he had seen something outside the house and he wants to check it out. He goes to check it out and he finds a well that has the Vatican seal on it. And out of curiosity, he uses his scooter to try and break the seal. And then when he breaks it, he finds human skulls inside the hole. And then when he tried to look deep under, he lights a fire. And like what happened with the workers, the hole explodes in the house. A lot of strange things are happening. A hand comes out of the bed and is trying to pull Julie inside the bed. And then Amy too is being attacked by an unforeseen force. Father Thomas also enters into their son's room, that is Henry, and the demon ends up biting a part of his ear off. Father Gabriel is able to come back and quickly saves everyone else. He's able to carry Father Thomas to the particular seal he was trying to break, and then he showed Father Thomas that there were skulls, human skulls that had designed all the holes, and that when he tried to look and see what was under, he too was nearly blown off because he used fire. So you shouldn't use fire near there. Now the hole takes them to that particular place where they were Henry first saw the seal. They found a door and then they're able to break that door, enter, and then they found that the Vatican actually some time ago were there in that particular house and that they are hiding lots of secrets there. They found rows and rows of human skulls and that the Vatican was trying to keep a lot away from people. Now, right at that time, we find out that something is attacking the Pope and the Pope has been rushed to the hospital. Now, in that same room, Father Gabriel is able to find a book and finally they're able to get the demon's name, and that one of the ways they can be able to defeat the demon is to at least know its name. And then its name was Asmodeus, and the moment they were able to mention the name Asmodeus, at that time the demon was attacking Julie, the Pope, and then Amy. So the moment they mentioned its name, all the attacks stopped. So Father Gabriel decides to confess there, and that he's feeling very bad for something he didn't do, and that this particular lady that the demon was using against him, her name was Rosaria, and she was mentally unstable, not necessarily possessed by a demon. So he refused to help, and then she ended up committing suicide. And that guilt is what the devil is using against him. So now they found out that let them go back again and try defeating it a third time. So this time, not only the priest enter, but even Amy and Julie enter too. Henry looks like his body is gradually deteriorating. That's praying. It looks like the devil is being defeated, but at the last moment, it gets up again by possessing Amy, and Amy too goes on a rampage. Everybody looks like they are being analyzed by the demon. Even Father Gabriel himself didn't know what to do anymore. And then the demon says, I will let all of them go if you just allow me to possess you. That has been my aim from the beginning. I want to infiltrate into the Vatican. And then as things were getting bad and bad, Father Gabriel agrees to be possessed by the demon. So demon lets everybody go, and then the demon is able to. Father Gabriel tells Father Thomas to take the family and then leave, and then he will deal with the demon himself, or the demon that had possessed him. Father Thomas actually takes the family, sees them off, rushes back in to help Father Gabriel, but the demon was now tormenting Father Gabriel. Father Gabriel decided to even unalive himself, but the demon refused. Now he takes him deep into that particular room where they found his name in the first place, and then Father Thomas comes there. He's able to put away his fear and he prays. He prays very well, and this time Asmodeus is actually getting scared because the prayers are working. So he tries one last time by introducing those women again, and but this time the two priests were able to together defeat the Asmodeus and cast it out. It ends with the two priests going back to the Vatican and Father Thomas agreeing to work with Father